Let's make a vintage inspired Western studded belt like this one. So the first thing I gotta do is make the stencil, but where I get the base of the stencil is from leathercrafttools.com, and I bring it into Photoshop. And I could just print this out if I were gonna make this stencil, but to make a custom one, what I do is I just take the lasso and I'll trace around each individual spot, copy it to its own layer so it's by itself, and then basically I'll just hand design or hand draw or whatever you want to call it. I decided to do a pretty simple design with this, but I think that this cursive came out really well, and now we just got to print it. But before we put the stencil on, I have to measure out how long we're going to make the belt. Then I have these great little markers that I got off of Amazon. Now, before we move on to studding the belt, we have to do two important steps. First is we're gonna take a skiving tool like this, and we're gonna shave down this leather to make it thinner, so it's easier for us to bend over and put a belt buckle there. And then after that, we're gonna burnish the edges of the leather. If we use this burnishing gum, and this tool makes the belt feel smoother, and now we can get to the fun part, studding the belt. There we go, we got the top stencil on. And next I have these chisels that I got from the same leather website, and each one is sized perfectly for the different sizes of spots that I'm gonna put in here. And what I'm gonna do with the stencil is take the corresponding size, line it up with the dash marks on the stencil, and then just give it like 2 little light taps. And I'm gonna do that process with all the stencils across the whole belt. So then when I take the stencil off, I have little indents still as a guide to show me where to actually punch a hole through to then put my spots in. I'm just gonna line up my spot setter with the indents that I previously made. Hit them straight through. Then I'm gonna grab one of my spots. It'll go right in nice and easy. Flip the belt over, and I'm gonna bend in the tonged edges of the spot. And that's it, one spot done. Probably about 150 more to go. Finally, we're just gonna throw on the belt buckle and then just screw these in. And here's the final result.